Hey YouTube, what's going on? I hope everyone is doing well and life is swell as it can be. It's your girl Brat. We're back, and today we're switching it up a little bit. Still talking dance life, but talking dance life and more in growth in all areas of life, okay? Now, I'm sharing with you guys how reading and incorporating the book, The 12-Year Week into my life, has just doing it for their challenge for 12 weeks has changed my life for the better. Now, let's preface this by saying before I read the 12-week year, I didn't have much of a financial safety net at all. I also had recently gotten injured during a dance class. In the back of my knee, I hyperextended it, which led to it be me getting a Baker's cyst, which is pretty huge, and it was kind of hard to bend and do anything with my knee. And then also, I experienced a life-changing event. One day I'll come on camera and share, but right now, we're gonna keep it cute. But let's say it's life-changing to the effect that I had no place of my own to live. So I was renting rooms from colleagues, from fellow dancers, and also like finding rooms online from like spare room and stuff like that. So I was a pretty, like, emotionally and mentally, all the things, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, I was not in a good place. And I felt like, I don't even know how I came upon this book. I don't know if it's through YouTube because I'm a YouTube girl. And I just maybe stumbled across it on YouTube. But I was like, I needed to get like a hold on my life in some kind of way, because it just felt like things were just happening to me and I had no control over anything. And that was making me feel pretty powerless and pretty hopeless. So I was like, I gotta do something to make my life better. So I started reading that book. And the 12-week year is like basically, people set intentions in the beginning of the year on January 1st, but they never usually follow through with those plans because they think they'll have all the time in the world. And by the end of the year, they haven't achieved anything. But with the 12-week year, it's like, no, let's take the year and condense it into 12 weeks. So each week is a month. And how much more effective would you be at accomplishing your goals if you had a limited time frame? And it was the book, it's just genius how he set it up. The prompts he has to guide you through how to set up your 12-week year, to make it in bite-sized amounts so that you can actually digest it and feel like it's possible versus it feeling like this big lofty goal. And I set some lofty goals. Okay, let me just say. So my goals were to heal my knee, to write a grant, because I have all these, dance films that live in my head, but I wanted some money to make one, right? And also to save like $10,000 in 3 months. Okay. So again, at that time, living with people 3 months at a time, not really having any secure lodgings of my own, no money saved, and also dealing with an injury. So, but me, I made it into chunks. So like, I was like, okay, if I want to make 10K, how much will I have to save a week? How much will I have to save a month? What will I have to do to get that money? Because I was only working a night job, and I was like, I'm going to have to get some other jobs in order to make this possible. So during those 12 weeks, for instance, in terms of tackling, let me save 10K, I worked at a museum, I worked at New York Fashion Week. I actually had got booked for 2 campaigns, one for like an eyeglasses campaign for the winter, and one for Chase. Like any gig that I could get that was physically possible for me to be present at and didn't require me to do too much physically that would affect my knee, I was in there. So when I tell you, I worked a construction gig, I worked site safety, I worked the New Year's Eve gig, I did social media management, content creation, and strategy for someone. I did whatever job you could think. I was there. I even have a video. I have a little short. I'll put it in the description so you could see actually all the jobs I had worked during that period. But I had worked those jobs, and I like spending money, see, that's how much I like food. I like spending money on food. And you know, I'm a fashion girly. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm a fashion girly. So food and clothes. And I was like, girl, we can't do no shopping. You got no business doing no shopping. You don't even got your own apartment. You trying to go shopping? Chill out. And also, yes, you also like food, but do you have an emergency fund? No, so what you think you look like spending money on restaurants? You better cook in the house. So that's with all the random gigs and jobs that I acquired during that period, and also not spending money on things that were quote unquote frivolous. That's how I was able to save $10,000. Now, in terms of healing the knee, during this time I was also going to my physical therapist. Shout out to the Broadway PT. She's the #1, not the 2. I'll put her Instagram in the description, but when I tell you she's gonna heal you, she's gonna give you the diagnosis and give you the exercises you need, that's your girl. But I went to her, she gave me a plan, and every month I would check in on her to see the progress. And it was getting better and better. The only thing is because I was working so much, I wasn't getting enough rest. So I feel like that prolonged the time in which it took me to become to the place where I could actually like move around more with more comfort and ease, and also dance. But I was not playing. She was like, you gotta do this XYZ 3 times a week. I was on top of it. And she's like, also you shouldn't be dancing OD. And that was hard for me because, you know, I work at a dance studio, so I wanted to dance. I take advantage of these free classes, but it's just like, girl, you want to dance now and not dance forever, or you gonna chill out? So I eased back and I just did what she said. And as I reached the goal of the 10K, I also reached the goal of like having a danceable leg now, because, you know, it has gotten way better. I've been able to actually go to class, but I still experience some discomfort. So recently have been going to the doctor to get it drained. So like I don't have to deal with it at all, because there's times where, you know, I teach 5 classes in a day and I still work a night job. So that is creating, you know, enough friction where it's just like, girl, you just need to get it drained so it's not there. So you can't, you know, you won't experience a flare up or something weird like that. But I religiously did what she told me to do, and my leg got way better to the point where she cleared me so that I can actually take class and perform and all that good jazz. So when I tell you I was on top of it, even if I had worked a 14-hour day and only got 4 hours of sleep, I would still get up in the morning, every morning, and do exactly what she said and not go to class. And not going to class is the hardest thing for me, honestly, but it's just like, it was the best thing for me. So that's how I accomplished getting a danceable leg. Now the last thing was writing a grant. And again, during that period, it was so hard because I was working so much. I barely had time to sit down and be like, for some people, writing a grant, it could be easy peasy lemon squeezy. For me, I have to sit down and write and don't stop writing. And I can't play music because that sounds distract me, because then my dance brain gets turned on. It starts like making pictures in my head. Like any little thing can distract me when I'm writing. I can kind of read anywhere, but I can't write everywhere. I have to kind of write in complete silence. So any moment that I had that was between sleep and working them 50 million jobs, I was at the computer typing. And that was my life for 12 weeks. So I was like, I am accomplishing this goal. I have no choice. It was giving life or death. And people were just like, why are you working so hard? I'm like, I have to prove to myself I can change my life. Because nobody's going to change. No one is coming to save you. Okay? You have to rely on you. As sad as that may sound, or crazy, that is the truth. No one is coming to save you. So you need to be self-sufficient enough that you know that if something happens in your life that you can change it around, and realizing that that's possible, that you can actually change your life, it's like, it's so empowering, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I went from, again, not having my own place to having my own place. And I didn't know how long that was going to take, because again, you know, in New York, if you don't got a certain income, people even try to see you like you don't got no money. Like, especially as a dancer, you have so many various sources of income. A lot of people are not usually open to renting to someone like that, because they're like, where's your next check coming from? Like, I don't understand how you're alive. But because I had a savings, that made it possible for me to get my own place, because they're like, oh, you've been able to save up this amount, so maybe you're responsible. But if I didn't have the 12-week year to put in my mind, like, get the discipline to save that money, that would have never happened. And also, the 12-week year led me to becoming more financially literate and educating myself more on finance, which about things like I had no idea of. So that's one way in which it changed my life. It also made me change my life in terms of, like, yes, I had been going to the doctor and things like that, but I'm going to the doctor more. Like, I'm checking in on myself more, because this is my instrument. I have to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? So it gave me things like, again, I knew like I had to go to the dentist. I knew I had to, but it was just like, no, you have to make sure yourself is healthy, because this is your money maker. And if something is wrong with it, it's going to hinder your livelihood. So you have to make sure it's okay. So the 12-week year got me here. The 12-week year has me working more, because again, my knee feels better, so I can work more jobs. Now, it's not 100%. I'm getting it trained. I can't wait, because I can't wait to get, you know, the regular splits on or off this leg. But it's made it so that my life is so much significantly better than it was. It's so much more positive and so much more hopeful, and makes me feel like I am strong enough and able to do anything I set my mind to. All I have to do, again, is have the discipline that I have in dance and apply it to something else, because I'm hella disciplined. Ever since I was a kid, I was like, oh, we gotta work out, we gotta stretch. You didn't have to tell me. I was gonna go do it. And I feel like, in a way, specifically dancers, because we have that discipline, we can win at anything in life, because we are able to lock in and apply all our efforts in one direction. So, saying all that to say, I think everyone should read the 12-week year, because I think it will change your life. And if you have read it, please let me know. Let me know how it went for you. I feel like I want to go on another 12-week year challenge soon. So if anybody wants to join me, let me know. Okay? All right, guys. See you later. Bye.